Hey guys, I am Colleen. I'm a person, I like to read and I like to write, but I do whatever on this channel. And today we are going to be not roasting, just slightly judging Met Gala looks from the 2026 one, which happened 2 days ago today. Before we begin, I will tell you about my inclinations because that's where the bias is. The theme for this year is fashion is art, and I believe it has a particular emphasis on costumes and the anatomy, the female anatomy, or the anatomy in general, is what I understood from that brief. And personal biases. I am not particularly concerned about looks that were inspired by paintings, artwork, just as long as it's flattering. It has to be flattering because you're changing the medium. Show me that you have stepped out of the bounds of the canvas. The medium is the wearer, the fabric, the embellishments. I don't want to see looks where the person is trying to be a square just because they took inspiration from a painting. If you have watched any of my previous videos, you know that I am quite partial to ethereal looks. If we're talking about costumes or costume art or anything in that realm, I am more partial to nature or whimsical themed looks as opposed to cubism or anything like that in terms of artwork, like modern-ish artwork. But if it's pretty, it's pretty. There. I said everything that I needed to say. I have a few that grabbed my attention, just a few. I'm reading from the Vanity Fair Vogue pictures, the Getty images of everyone who walked the red carpet, but the number keeps changing. It was 150 and then now it's 255, so I'm not sure if I'm missing some people or like it's updating, I think. So I'm not sure if I've seen everything. So just assume that if I don't mention, either they were coasting, their looks were like fine, nothing of note, or I just didn't see it. Sorry. Some of the looks that did grab my attention, of course, first, Rihanna's look, the embellishment, the detail work, the shape of it. I believe there was some emphasis on, as I said, the anatomy, but in different phases as well. And I think this look perfectly captured that. I also like the fabric, how fluid it seems to be. And we all know that Rihanna always brings it in terms of glam and like the accessories and everything. And I think this is a very cohesive look. What I sort of didn't like about it was the shoes. Again, I have to put a disclaimer. I'm not sure if I'm seeing every angle of all these looks because I'm just going by the Getty images that are on the article. I might not have seen every angle. It's an okay shoe, but it's just a bit, just didn't bring it the same way that everything else about this look. And the second one is A$AP Rocky. I did actually write down Playboy Mansion chic on this one. It's Chanel. It's like a pink robe situation, and no offense to A$AP Rocky or Chanel, but it just seems like that Hugh Hefner vibe, like the Playboy Mansion vibe. I don't know if that was intentional, but not for me. Beyonce in Olivier Rousteing? Is that the name? I like everything. I like the skeleton. I like the structure of the dress. I even like the headdress. But I think I would have been fine without the fur cape. I think, based on these photos, it takes away from the shape of the dress because it's covering up everything on the side from the waist down. And I don't know, just going off of the picture, it's covering some parts, and I think I would have fully appreciated the dress even more if there was no fur cape. Sabrina Carpenter and Dior, a lot of people included Sabrina Carpenter's look in their not favorites, but I did like it. Costume art, and then she did it in film negatives. And I thought overall it was just a very cohesive look. The hair was old Hollywood glam, and then the hair piece, and then the things, the accessories on the side, and the silhouette of the dress itself is perfect for her. The shoe is a bit plain for something that should be part of the look, because it's a you can see it. It's not covered by the dress, so she could have done something a bit more with the shoe. But black is fine. One of my absolute winners for this year is Emma Chamberlain in Nuclear. The fringe, the concept, I don't know if it was dyed and it was painted or just painted on her. Just everything, the look and how gradient from her skin to the yellow to the deeper colors on the train, everything was so well put together. And even the fringe, like the tassel things on her, she looked like a very, very pretty bird. I know it's inspired by a painting, a Van Gogh painting, and they nailed it. It wasn't too on the nose. It wasn't like too in your face that it was inspired by a painting. It translated well, and just the glam, the hair, the everything, it's just so well done. I will say a lot of the looks this year were I felt like a lot of the looks this year were dresses that you could see, or something akin to it, you could see in store. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like the ladies were dressed in two categories: column dresses and mermaid dresses. Most of them. Not obviously 100% of the attendees, but yeah, column dresses or mermaid dresses, and not even this is a bias of mine, a personal bias of mine, but I don't like it when it's like a straight cut dress and then chop off below the knee and then mermaid. I want the panels to be vertical panels. If you're gonna mermaid, you're not mermaiding right if it's just chopped off straight. Do something with it, cover it, make it diagonal, something. I don't want to see like a dress that's cut off straight at the bottom and then ruffles. Like Tate McRae's outfit. Objectively not a horrible dress, but it's like you've seen it somewhere. Like Charlie XCX's look, Nicole Kidman's look, Margot Robbie's look. I'm sure it was very hard to make, or it's historically significant in some way, or made in a very, very special way, or whatever. I'm just talking about how it looks. It seems like I've seen it somewhere before, or 3 other people in the carpet have a similar type of garment. Same with, I'm sorry, I love her. She is so pretty, and she's one of my, for me, the prettiest people on the planet. But Inokiai's dress, take away the Inokiai of it all. The dress itself is not anything to write home about. It looks fierce because she is. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of the looks this year are like that. Like Angela Bassett's look, objectively, again, not a bad dress, but it's just like something that I could have seen on Kotkaya or something. It's not out there enough format for me. I was expecting Iris Van Herpen to absolutely bring it, because that's the aesthetic of it. That's what that designer brand is all about. Like a very artistic take on garment making. And I don't know if they did anyone else's, but who was that? With the bubble dress, she wore Iris Van Herpen. And while I thought the bubbles was interesting, I wish there was more to it than that. It just seems like it's a mini dress, it's bubbles, there's no additional anything to it, and it's just, I thought there would be more. A designer that did bring it is Gaurav Gupta. This year they did Isha Ambani's look, and while it was not as good as the one that they did for Mindy Kaling last year or 2 years ago, it still is a great look and still the same signature style of like a rather stiff looking fabric. Then they make it almost fluid looking, and the silhouette with it, it's pretty. Another look that I liked is Chase Infinity's Met Gala look. It's Tom Brown, and I really liked the painting look of it, but at the same time it was still very flattering on her. I like the mix of the colors and how vibrant it is. Obviously very much on theme. Same with Jeremy Pope's look. I like how intricately done it is, but if you look at it from afar, it's, as I said, anatomy. It's Vivienne Westwood, and that's just the sort of stuff that I expect from Vivienne Westwood. These are the kinds of designers that I expect to pull off fashion is art well. These designers like Schiaparelli are known for that sort of aesthetic, like kind of edgy, not playing it safe. Another one that I really liked is, I believe this is a Singaporean designer, and she wore her own look. It's Grace Ling, and I really liked her whole look. It's a great take on the female form part of the theme without it looking too much like the thing that Zendaya wore a few years ago, the pink one. I thought it was quite similar to what Kim Kardashian wore, what Hailey Bieber wore. But this one is really great because it sort of takes it sideways. I liked how it seemed almost smeared, which is very hard to make it look fluid like that. The hair accessories and how the bodice like climbs up to her neck, and even I'm not sure if this is her purse or just an accessory, a part of the dress, but it looks like a little lily or something. But it's so pretty and it's so cohesive how everything works so well together with the headdress and even the nails. I love it. Has a different twist to it, to the point where you're not really gonna think it's too close to what has already been done. Who else did I like? Somber, Valentino Somber with a long fringe cape. I liked Jisoo in Dior. I really liked how structured it is and how feminine she looked. I mean, she always has a sort of feminine put together vibe. I liked how she stayed true to that, but is still on theme because the details of her dress seemed so intricate. AJ and Swarovski I really liked as well. The silhouette of it, I liked how she seemed almost statuesque, to the point where I don't know if it's just how she posed, but she seemed to get narrower and narrower as you get to her feet, and I liked it. It was interesting. One look that I also liked was Sabine Getty's look in Ashy Studio. I loved the dress with the painting on it. The glam for me could have been less severe, but I liked the dress. And other than the glam, I liked it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pronounce her name correctly, but Yuchi Lyra Kuo. And I believe she's a tech entrepreneur. And I really liked her look. It's a take on the Winged Victory, the statue. And I really, really liked how flattering it is on her. I just really, really liked how it fit on her and how these sharp edges on the neckline turned out and all the pleating. I'm not even sure what this is made of. It seems like origami almost. It's a Jean-Paul Gaultier, I think. One of the dresses that I also liked, I almost didn't like this one because by itself, it looked like 5 other looks on the red carpet, but I did see one of the dress unfurled with the wings. This is Kendall Jenner and Zach Posen. As I said, I saw so many beige looks on the carpet. So even Kylie Jenner's look is also beige. So I was just... But when I saw it unfurled with the wings, I thought it was so interesting overall. With the wings, it really makes a statement. It's ethereal, it's feminine, it's costume, it's artistic, it's everything. It's really on theme, and I liked this chiffon-y texture that they... I don't know if they printed this or painted it on, but the wings really goes well with her outfit. Zach Posen for Gap Studio. Dree Hemingway, I liked. It's the Valentino with the butterfly art at the neckline. But the fur at the bottom of the dress, I thought ruined it. They had something there, but the fur, I think, ruined it a little bit. Sarah Paulson's dress, it's a bit... I think it ruins the shape of her... Not ruins, but it covers the shape of her body. It sort of swallows her. And with tulle, I think it's just generally hard to work with. And another thing, I'm not sure if it's a political statement with a dollar... I'm not sure. I'm going to refrain from commenting on the political stance of it. But yeah, I'm just wondering if she's speaking to a higher conversation. Someone did Gigi Hadid so dirty with her look. The dress is fine. She's objectively a very, very beautiful woman. But if underwear is part of the look, or if it's anything like see-through, do something with that underwear. I don't want it in any angle looking unflattering, creasing, or anything. And even the dress, it should flow correctly on her body, so there are no creases on the photos right where her pelvic region is. They should have did a different underwear or did something with the underwear. Something. And considering all the looks that Gigi Hadid has served us in the past Met years, this was not it. They should have fixed something there. The underwear was wrong. If it's part of the look, it's part of the look. If it's see-through, it's see-through. You should have done something with the underwear. It's not... another one that I was upset by. I know it's inspired by a painting. I don't care. Considering the looks that Hunter Schafer has served us over the years, she is fabulous. And you know that she can serve a look. She can turn a look. I don't know what this Prada thing is with the hair down. I know it's inspired by a painting. Okay. Let's set that aside for a moment. But as I said, it should be flattering. This was not flattering on her. Like, she has a great body. I'm sure there was some other painting that we could have worked with. It seemed like a Little House on the Prairie type of serve, but it was not giving what it was supposed to be giving, is what I'll say. Hunter Schafer has never looked not good. So I don't know how hard it was to achieve this underwhelming thing that Prada did. Another look that I was a bit on the fence about, Lisa in Robert Woon. Only because I saw Plastique Tiara already did a better version of it 6 months ago with the hands on the arms. And what Plastique did, she had a silver armor for her real hands, so it could be like an interactive thing, like it was part of the installation. And I didn't like how Lisa's one visibly ended here. I know she's supposed to be able to detach it for like later, and maybe it's a comfort thing, I don't know. But yeah, having seen the one that Plastique did, I'm sorry, it's just the ones that Plastique did was better for me personally. I don't know what it is with the Prada silhouette. They refuse to change it. Carrie Mulligan in Prada, Maya Hawke in Prada. It's the high neck, like almost square-ish. It's a 50s thing. But is it matte? could have been some other award show. I don't know, Met just seems like the kind of red carpet where you're supposed to be like fun and edgy and out of the box. Heidi Klum's look, it might have been too costume. I'm so sorry. It's just that I know that she nails her annual Halloween costume. The vibes were similar to this. And I think she could have done something where it was still flattering, but still on theme. Katy Perry's look, the dress was nothing to write home about. The thing reminded me of the UV mask thing. Luke Evans, who did this to you? I forgot who did his look. Who did When I Catch You? Maybe it's inspired by some sort of painting or whatever, but why? Why? Who did this to you? This poor man. Why are you doing this? Lauren Sanchez Bezos's look. What I'll say about it, it's the least Schiaparelli look I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes for this, but I would have expected Schiaparelli to turn it out. Because they're known for this. The female form, costume is art. It's literally Schiaparelli's year. Everything is their aesthetic. Everything on the theme this year is their aesthetic. The edgy, out of the box. It's supposed to be your time. Overall thoughts. First, I would rather a designer dress one or two people on the Met and it turned out fabulous, each of the two looks, than the designer brand dress half the Met, a quarter of the Met, and each look being underwhelming, each look being just like everyone else. Just focus on a few and turn those looks out. Eat with those looks. You don't have to dress half the Met. I'm looking at you, YSL. I don't want to be closing my eyes and not remember a single YSL look that I saw on the carpet, but you dressed like half the attendees. Another overall thought, this beige carpet, did everyone wearing off-white, beige, tan, nude, so dirty? Karlie Kloss's look, Ephraim Sykes's look, a few other ones. Doja Cat, it was a little on the taupey side, so it passed. But all the off-white looks, ruined. Like with Karlie Kloss, in the pictures, she looked so washed out and the part of the dress was disappearing into the carpet because the carpet was so off-white and it was not the vibe. Margot Robbie, go back to your whoever styled you in Barbie. Those are all my thoughts on the 2026 Met Gala. These are my personal opinions as a fashion enthusiast, and I don't have any like professional fashion anything. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys next time.